I'm live. I can't see the bot. Oh, there it is. Okay. What, the chat? Okay, that little one over there. Okay. Strange. Strange. Strange, Obi-Wan. Strange, strange, strange. Well, as far as I know, I'm streaming. As far as I know. Well, the reason there isn't, well, it's pretty bright lights, I gotta admit, so I've got natural light here. Oh, well, I'm just adjusting the, there we go. Hello, Art Galaxy Tech. Hello, hello, hello all. We're just doing pink epoxy. And I've been working on it for a number of days. And I'm doing it a little bit earlier today because I want to do some natural light with her. And there's nothing nicer than natural light. And I've got to... so I'm going to put a couple of little highlights in her glazes. Here's my point, right? Oh, there's a nice bird. Look at that. Jeez, okay. Coming up. The reason I'm doing that is that if Leonardo da Vinci could put 300 glazes on the Mona Lisa, I think pink deserves just as many. So I'm glazing, and I'm glazing. And Man alive. So if you'll excuse me for like 10 seconds, I'll be right back. Just want to get some water.
How can I tell you what is in my heart? How can I measure each and every part? How can I tell you how much I love you? How can I measure just how much I do?
There we go. Sustenance.
How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? How many times a day do I think of you?
Hello, hello. I was just saying that if Leonardo can do it, then Pink deserves it too. So what I'm going to do is put a couple more glazes on, and then I'm going to start doing her hair. And I think what we'll do, we'll do the glazes first. So without further ado, I'm going to put a little bit of this in. Very little, and some transparent white. This is here somewhere. So as I said, I want some natural light, and it's bright enough from what I can see on the monitor. So it's normally much brighter on my end, but it's so bright that it washes out a bit of the color. So you don't see me do those corrections usually, but I do them when I see it again the next day in a natural light environment. So I'm just going to put a few glazes on here in order to just slightly change the toning here. Now, as you may have noticed, I have been obsessed the last couple of days with the smile. And the smile is what makes this picture. So I have definitely been doing that. And I do apologize in advance if I zone out a little bit. It's because, oh hell, it's an artist thing. What can I say? You get so into it that it's, even though like she's right there in front of me, my reference that oh, I don't know, it's an artist thing. What can I tell you? So I was asked not long ago, like, what's the deal? And kind of what I was asked is, what's the complications? Like, why are you doing so much of this, or that kind of thing? Well, here it is in a nutshell. You know when people tell you that art's like the hardest thing in the world to do? They're right. I'm sorry, but it's true. And portrait art is the hardest of the hard. So The reason I say that is because if you think in terms of the tones on this picture, this painting, you can see just by looking at it and how many glazes I put down, just how many tonal variations there are. Well, all those variations have to mesh together. And if they don't, then you don't have the likeness. And you might get a partial likeness, but you may not get the likeness that you're looking for. So the consequence of that is that you have to continually make mental adjustments to what you're doing. And because you're doing that, it takes intense concentration. And you kind of get into something like, I guess for lack of a better word, it's zone. And normally what I do is for instance, to give you an example, on this picture, she's beautiful cheekbones, but the cheekbones come down with her on her face a little differently than they do on somebody else's face. And the problem is that you have to make allowances for that, and you have to get the cheekbones in, and you have to make sure that you're not like putting shadows in the wrong place, or not putting enough shadow, and then how deep is shadow? You see what I'm saying? It ends up being a gigantic jigsaw puzzle that hasn't got a picture on it to follow. Because the reference photo can only take you so far. And that is why it's so difficult, and why there's constant slight changes, and why there's some obsession going on. That's about the only thing I can really explain to you on it. It's difficult, but it's doable. And the thing is, sometimes you find something that the smallest little thing can completely throw off the entire painting. Completely. So the question therefore is, like, what do you do? Well, there's little tricks you can do. Like Vermeer with the girl with the pearl earring. He put a little dot of white right in the corner of her lip. And he was right to do that, because he really defined where her lip was and that look that she had. And having noticed this, I'm going to do the same thing. Thank you, Vermeer. So, it's not an exact science. And that's why it's so hard to learn how to do it out of a book. In fact, to be honest with you, I don't think you can. You have to literally be shown how to do it. And that's what's good about Twitch, you know, like you can watch and see how it's done, and hopefully the person is explaining how they do it. Because it's mystery time. It's about the only thing the humans do that can't be mimicked by anything else. That's what I was talking about this also the other night. That, you know, like if you, they were Google just opened, I think it was their artificial intelligence thing, and it's astonishing what they've done. But can an artificial intelligence create anything? I really and truly doubt it. Oh, once you give them, for instance, once you give them the parameters, say on a bridge or something, sure they could build a bridge. I mean, you know, so many stress points and how long it can be and what materials need to be used. Yes, but what about the design of the bridge? The design. That's what I'm talking about. And it's the design where the artistic side comes in. Because my guess is, if you asked it to design, it would simply just come up with variations on a theme of previous bridges and juxtapose them into something that looks like it's new, but it may not be new at all. And that's kind of why I don't think it's ever going to happen with art. Now, I might be wrong. Maybe there's some genius out there who has figured it out and will say, yeah, well, watch this. Well, yeah, okay. I'm willing to watch. It's just my opinion, but I don't think so. If it's purely creative, I don't think they can do it. They can copy something, they can... I don't know how. But again, I'm open to the possibilities that it is possible. Just let me see it, that's all. Just let me see it done. That's all I'm asking. That's all. Now, someday, it may be possible. I mean, if AI gets to the point where it's conscious, will it be a human with Asperger's syndrome? Or will it actually be conscious? Like a person who hasn't got Asperger's syndrome, a regular, everyday, garden variety, normal human being. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe there's an algorithm somewhere that somebody's working on that defines art to a point where it can be mimicked. Keep coming back, you know, to that, the cave in Lascaux. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart, but I keep coming back to that, and I keep thinking, here's these guys, Cro-Magnon man, in the depths of a cave. Using firelight to paint animals that they see that are just, if you really look at those pictures, it's unbelievable. I mean, the artistry, the talent that these people had. I mean, and it wasn't just a couple. It was like it was magnificent stuff. And it's the oldest thing around. The people say, what's the oldest? Pyramids, whatever. No. It's artwork, sculpture, whatever. People trying to make representations of themselves. to some degree. That's what's the oldest stuff. And I don't know how you mimic that. I don't know. But again, I'm open to possibilities. At some point, somewhere, somebody will figure it out, and I just don't know how. Like, it took me years and years and years to figure out how the guys painted inside the pyramid. You know, with no evidence of, you know, forget Von Daniken bullshit. Just how did they do it? You know, how did they paint these incredible pictures inside a pyramid? And there's no evidence of torchlight or anything, so, oh, they've tried everything to explain it. Mirrors and, you know, reflected light, and they brought it in. Just all hokum. That's not how they did it. But it took me a long time to figure that out. And I mean a long time. Probably I gave every possibility an even chance, and I followed everyone. I followed the mirror theory, and I followed all of them and looked into them and tried to figure out how in God's name they do this. I even looked at Von Daniken, you know, like not Martians or anything, but in terms of what he was saying, you know, they had some form of artificial light that has been lost to humanity somehow, like the Baghdad battery or something, you know, like maybe. But I came to the conclusion that none of that is correct. But I did figure it out. And again, it took me a long time. And I mean a long time. Because I had to eliminate so many possibilities. I mean, and you start out with the obvious. Yeah, it's there. Okay. Yeah, it's there. So how did they do it? That's how it starts out. How did they do it? And you dig and you dig and you dig and you dig and you find out there's no answer. Nobody has an answer. So what are you left with? You gotta figure it out yourself. And I did. It took a long, long time. But I know how they did it. But that's just level. I think I've solved that, so I haven't visited it in about a year or two. So it's no longer on the hit parade, my mental hit parade. But I have gone after it with renewed vigor, and I have found my next painting. I spent the afternoon looking, and I finally found it. And it's a fabulous piece of work. And it's not the person, it isn't an old, I'm painting it as if it's an old master, but it's not an old master. But I'm going to paint it in that style. Like that's the Vermeer style. But I've kind of diverged away a little bit from that style of painting too. I'm still painting with the style of the 16th century Baroque, but I've refined it somewhat, which every artist kind of probably does at some point. You refine your stuff, and that's kind of what you have to do. If you're an artist, I mean, that's what it's all about. Refine it, make it yours. And let me ask you, is she smiling? I don't know. And that's why I picked her. And that's why it took so long to do. Because I needed to get that enigmatic look. And to my eye, I think I got it. So I'm very, very happy. Because that's what I was shooting for. Don't ask for much, right? Don't ask for much. Now I know she's going to kill me for doing this, but I'm going to put an earring in her ear. I don't think she should. Well, I think she is an earring girl for one thing, but the reason I say she's going to kill me is because I'm going to put a pearl earring in her ear, and I don't know if I have no idea if that would be something that she would like or not, but I'm going to do it because I think it would look cool. And it's a nod, you know, like to the, it's a nod to the Dutch Baroque artists, because they are unbelievable. I was actually going to do an Ingray, and as the next one, but I decided against it. I don't mean I decided against it for forever. I just mean for the next painting. So I ask you, is she smiling? I have no idea. I've been looking for this portrait for so many years. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of had given up. I didn't think I'd ever find one. So you can imagine how happy yours truly was when I found her.
We interrupt a moment to say this is a Solotone broadcast coming to you with the compliments of the Maytag of Newton, Iowa. Manufactured
That look. And then you do a great big gulp. You go, okay, now that you found her, you gotta paint it. You gotta paint it. Are you up to it? Can you do it? Like everybody else, I have those self-doubts, you know, like, can I do it? Can I do it? And you kind of say to yourself, well, you don't have much choice, do you? You've been looking for so long, you have to do it. And everything about this portrait was not caught. But before I wax too poetic, I'm also aware that I have to do her hair, and I have to give it absolute justice. Because without that hair, that gorgeous brunette hair she's got, it just won't be right. So I have to do it. Well, the first thing I'm going to do with the hair is paint it in umber and then do the highlights. After I get that one little highlight done here. Needs a bit more down here. Now there's some more glazes have to be done, so let me imply that I'm not going to get some more done. Just I'm not doing them in transparent white. The high glazes will be done in titanium. Unless that little guy inside my head says, no, it looks okay. Now she's a brunette. Now the first thing I'm going to do is put in burnt umber, yes, of course, and then just a tad of blue. You may ask why? Well, why is because I'm going to be doing it a darker color first so I can play the light off it. In order to do that, I have to cool the hair down a bit first. So when I put the couleur, highlight it properly. And this brush is not tight enough to get in too close. And you see a little bit of scalp here as it pulls away. And I've put a little bit on there, but not much. And the reason I didn't put a lot on there, folks, is that
The new Chevrolet for 1936 is the world's lowest price car that gives you such famous qualifications.
I didn't want it to skew my
Improved driving, knee-action ride.
work on the portrait.
Solid steel, solid top.
I didn't want her forehead coming up that far.
No car can be truly complete or satisfying without such advantages. Yet Chevrolet is the only car that gives you all of them at low cost. Come see and drive the new Chevrolet, the only complete low-price car.
And I wanted to get this in before I lose the light. Particularly before I lose the light. Because I want to see it natural. Those things.
At the end of it, we have been aware that our love affair was too hot not to cool down. So goodbye, dear.
I'm using a pig bristle brush here for this because I want to get the stria into the hair, and that's the only reason, really. I'm not a big fan of pig bristle. It doesn't fit my type of painting. And we used to use it, I've used it for years, but I decided about 25 years ago, I've had it. And I started looking for other brushes, and there's lots of other brushes out there. No, maybe longer than 25 years. Jesus, what am I saying? Sometimes I forget how old I am. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da da da. This is as close as I'm getting with this brush, except for up here. Hopefully I can get in close enough. But it's tough. It's hard to do. Yeah, and that's exactly why I like it. Hell, if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? And she's got the slightest little curl in her hair too. Not curl, but a little bit of a wave. It could be just the way she's combed it, I don't know. As I said, I don't know her from Adam. Except on Twitch. I know her to say hello on Twitch, but that's it. That's all I know. And when you're doing a portrait like this, it's kind of enough, to be honest with you. Because you kind of want to be an objective painter, you know, like you want to paint what's there, not what's in your, not what is. How can I explain that? God, it sounds so weird. Okay. You want to paint with your head. Like you want your eyes to tell you what's there, not what you. Now I'm gonna have to let this dry a bit. Before I do, I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush and get those little bits. Da-da. I have to be careful in here because she pulled her hair behind her ear. So we've got a little bit of a change in the way the hair falls. And I want an edge on it too. First pass. Sorry, but I gotta turn her to get this exactly right in. My apologies to people watching for watching, but I have to do it. just right. What's also a big change here is to doing this on Twitch. I never, well I have, but I don't usually work flat. And this is calling working flat. That's where the picture is right in front of you, flat out. Like it is in this picture, like I'm painting it straight down. I usually do it off an easel, but I'll be honest with you, I can't seem to find that it works that well, for me anyway, on Twitch. I don't know why. I don't know why. But again, I can work flat, so it doesn't bother me really at all. Just give a bit of refreshment there for a minute. Cover it in some extender. Wash the brush. Have a drink of water. Let's see if you're getting that really clearly. Yeah, it's pretty clear, huh? I think it's because when I look down at the picture, it's much clearer, obviously, than it normally would be.
You are listening to Radio Dismute.
RadioDismute.com, HappyMusicRadio.com.
Okay, I'll bite. Where do my paper towels go? Where art thou? Ah, of course. So now I'm going to put a bit more darks in. And I have mixed up again a different concentration of burnt umber and ultramarine blue. For those who want to know, and the first thing I'm going to do is get in the shadow colors of the hair around the head. And these run down to about there. That will be the darkest point. And now she's got a... Well, as the hair comes in, it collects a little bit just before it goes into the past the ear. So I want just a line there of it. And there's a dark spot up here where the shadow hits, which gives her the the buoyancy to her hair, for lack of a better word. And she's got a little bit on the outside here too. So I want to give her hair that natural, beautiful, bright look, eh? That's what I'm looking for. And painting hair is nothing like painting fur, let me tell you. Really. If anybody tells you that, tell them to call me. Because I want to see what they're doing. Because let me tell you, the difference is huge. She's got a bit of a curl in her here too. Not a curl, it's just the way it lays, I think. I'm saying curl, but I don't really mean curl. I mean the way it's laying. It's just a different structure. And up here too, they've got some really nice shadows in there. Or ear shadows. Bottom line is, there's nothing about this girl that isn't just absolutely beautiful. From a painter's perspective, I'll tell you. Nothing. It's almost like a painter's dream. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of transparent white to it. See if I can get the color I'm looking for. And if I can't, well, I'll have to mix something different. And that ain't it. I think I really fucked up here. Okay. But not to worry, I'll find it. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm going to get some undercoating in here to get the color I'm looking for. And the highlights. Give myself some guidelines here so I don't paint them out. Doesn't really matter that much, but it just makes it easier. Dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. Dun, da, da, da.
Radio Dismute is a listener-supported service of early 1900s music preservation, a nonprofit organization devoted to bringing the great forgotten music of the past to the attention of new and appreciative modern audiences. If you enjoy the music we present and value the work that we do, please consider giving us your support to whatever degree you're able. Your contribution will not only
Starting to get the color now.
for your own enjoyment, you will also be passing on a priceless gift to all those who will discover this wonderful music for the first time as a result of our efforts.
Oh yeah. He's coming along. He's coming along.
had a talking picture of you. I'll get by as long as I have you. Though there be rain and darkness too, I'll not complain, I'll laugh it through. But what can I say?
Last guy at the corner is a sissy.
Wooden and yours was bad and funny, dumber than sticks and stones. That is just why the kids all called him Wooden Head Jones. He couldn't spell, 'cause Santa local didn't know he from home. Pencils and books were never made for Wooden Head Jones. Teacher told his mother she was taking right in hand and teach him a thing or two. Like his older brother, he began to understand. He learned everything she ever knew. All of the kids to teacher can, and the answer is home. Who do you think the teacher married? Wooden Head
Jones.
Come on, let's play one again. Inning one. Okay, the pitcher's boxed out. Hey, run, King, all your life. Here comes Batty with a butcher knife.
Here comes Batty.
Yeah, Chigger, Puddinhead.
I rode on my sleigh. I love you so.
Can I carry your books home for you tonight, Mary?
Puddinhead carried my books home.
When we were a couple of kids.
Puddinhead got a sweetheart. Puddinhead got a sweetheart. Puddinhead Jones was fast and funny, dumber than sticks and stones. That is just why the kids all called him
Puddinhead Jones.
He couldn't spell Constantinople.
Cedric, how do you spell Constantinople?
Constantinople.
That's very good, Cedric. Now, Puddinhead, how do you spell Constantinople?
Listen to our son, teacher. C-O-N-Con, Legicon, S-C-A-N-Stan, Legicon, Stan, T-I, Legit-T, Legit-Stanty, Legicon, Stanty, N-O, Legino, Legitino, Legit-Stantino, Legicon, Stantino, P-L-E, Full, Leginople, Legitino, Full, Legit-Stantino, Full, Legicon, Stantinople.
Very good, Puddinhead.
Good, that's perfect.
Didn't know beans from bone. Pencils and books were never made for Puddinhead Jones.
Cedric, what kind of line is those in the blackboard?
Those are perpendicular lines.
Puddinhead Jones, what kind of lines do you think they are?
Ma'am,
Puddinhead Jones, you pay attention to this class. What kind of lines do you think those are in the blackboard?
they look like May West lines to me, teacher.
Puddinhead Jones, you put that movie magazine right down and pay attention to this class.
Say, teacher, can I leave the room?
Yes.
After he got married, he went out and got a job and kept that at night and
Day.
money stuck to him as goes as harness on the car. Never spent it in a cabaret. Stock market crashed, there came depression. Bankers cut down their loans. But who do you think had all the money? Puddinhead Jones.
Come on, fellas.
Come on, Pud.
Shamrock, I am sorry I didn't see you. My apologies. I've been zoned. I'm zoned here. And I apologize. Unfortunately, this takes a lot of concentration. So if you're still here, hello. And if you're not, it's my fault. What can I say? I get the zone. I'm in the zone.
Radio Dismute is now on Facebook. Find us at facebook.com/radiodismute.
I'm trying to get this exact right color here for the highlights. Man.
RadioDismute.com, HappyMusicRadio.com.
And it's coming, but Jesus.
Sie trägt das neue Kleid, sie trägt den neuen Hut, damit die andere Weiblichkeit vor Wut zerspringen. Haben Sie den neuen Hut von Fräulein Molly schon gesehen? Ach, ist der schick. Ach, ist der schick. Das ist kein Hut, das ist ein sehr schick. Ach, ist sehr schön, und wer dir diese Hütchen schenkt, das ist der Mann, der dich versteht, der steht nur an dich denkt. Den neuen Hut von Fräulein Molly schon gesehen. Ach, ist der schick. Ach, ist der schön. Ein Hut, das ist ein Chapeau. Die gibt's nur in Paris und nirgendwo. Haben Sie den neuen Hut von Fräulein Molly schon gesehen? Ach, ist der schick. Ach, ist der schön. Und wer will diesen schenkt, das ist der Mann, der
Found a lovely spot near
So now I'm going to get in this for now. You coming in the rain. Okay, so now I'm going to get because of her complexion, I'm going to use Diox Purple, and I'm going to use Quin Magenta, and I'm going to mix those colors for a background with just a tab of Cad Red. A little bit different background than I normally do, but I'm doing it for well, I'm doing it because it'll enhance the portrait, that's why. I know it's a little bit exotic, but I think it'll work out. Let's see. Just a little bit of something else. So I'll put a little bit of pains into it. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I think that's got it. A little bit exotic, but hell, She deserves it. You're born to look like that. Like this, I should say. Be moving the canvas in a moment, so bear with me. For you. Give it a lubrication here. As you know, acrylic has a tendency to stiffen up, and this is critical, so I'm not looking up until it sits in. Okay, so. The only thing you got with a background like this is you gotta make sure you mix up enough, right? Because if you don't, color matching could be a problem, especially if it's an exotic mix like this. To get the exact right proportions again is very difficult. It can be done, but it ain't easy. And if you don't have to, it's better not to. You see me put too much water on that. Yep. But err on the side of caution. You can always put another coat on. Which I'll do there. Da, 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 da. Just like there. Screw up. You don't want to do that in the face. So now I gotta go back in. But since it's on the hair, it's not going to make that big a deal. You're drying now, are you? Okay. No, not quite. Okay. We should dry that slowly on my palette. Mm, 10 more minutes. 10, 15 max. Now I mixed up this exotic color for the background. It may just look dark to you, but it's not. It's a mixture of Quin Magenta, Diox Purple, some cadmium red medium, and a little bit of Payne's Gray. And the reason I did that is I want to give the background some color. So, you know, you can always just use black, I suppose, but it doesn't do much for your work. Because the richer the background, the more intense the color. And these colors are found in this portrait. I haven't used a lot in places, but still they're there. So your eye will say, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah. You may not know why, but that's what it is. And as the artist, that's what you want to do. So you want that. You want people going like that. Now I got to go back in and put a few errant hairs in and stuff like that. But that's what you want to do. You want to make it you want to do everything you can to enhance the portrait. And you gotta be careful. And the other thing is that in a normal painting, you put the background in first. And I know this is kind of reversed, and people may be asking, what the hell? And I do it this way because I want the reflective quality of the white when I'm doing the portrait. Because for me anyway, it makes the portrait, as you highlight it up, to me it gives me an edge. For me. It doesn't necessarily mean it'll work for everybody, but for me it works great. And that's why I do it. Even though it's a bit of a pain in the ass, because just like I hit a couple of spots over there, but also too, the other reason is that if you put a background in first, you don't necessarily, I mean, sometimes the colors that you're going to use change, right? Like you set up your plan how you're going to approach the painting, and things change. Like you say, you know what, I know it would look a little bit better there, or you know, I could do that, and whatever. And if your background's already set, yeah, you can change it, but then to me it's a bigger problem, because then you're really messing with your colors, and who the hell wants to do that? Not me. Da, 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 da. I didn't. Yes, I did. Jesus. Like I'm amateur here. Amateur hour. Okay. Ah, shit. Like I said, amateur hour. God damn it. That's called having your head change directions on you. Which you just did. Now I'm going to flip her around again and get in even tighter here. to get a Vermeer line in here. That's what I'm doing. It's got to be exact. Jesus, come on, man. Off of there. Oh, I see. You grab and paint that's already got color in it. Okay. Some more highlights that have to go in here. And a couple in here. Garbage can. Well, so far so good.
Now to speak forget. You broke my heart.
Jesus H. Christ.
And left me lonely.
I'm trying to get a Vermeer line down here, and let me tell you, it's fighting me all the way. I don't know why. Jesus, Murphy.
It was the lucky April shower. It was the most convenient dawn. I found a million in a 5 and 10 cent store.
Da 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 da.
I hung around for 3 or 4.
Four.
Around $1 million
Baby,
in a 5
I'm in store.
She was telling China, and when she made those eyes, I kept buying China until the crowd got wild. Incidentally,
Da 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 da.
just step inside my cottage door
Oh,
and meet the
$1 million baby,
from the 5
and 10 cent store.
Love comes along like a popular song, anytime or anywhere at all. Rain or sunshine, spring or fall. Say you never know when it may tell in a very unexpected place. For example, take my case.
I don't know if that's helping or hindering. That'll give you a bit better look there, I think. Baby.
She was telling China, and when she made those eyes, I kept buying China
Open Instagram.
until the crowd got wide. Incidentally, if you should run into a shower, step inside my cottage door and meet my $1 million
That's how she is right now. So I'm putting it on Instagram. There we go.
Ever since we met, I've been all upset.
wondering how far and where do I stand. This funny world would be heaven to if I could just arrange it as I planned. I'd make a play day, a very great day, if I had my way, dear. I'd have a songbird singing praise and love words for you alone to hear. I'd make a lifetime one sweet lifetime, and you'll be always near. We'd have our love to guide us, there'd be no thrill to deny us, if I had my way, dear. I'd make a play day, a very great day, if I had my way, dear. I'd have a songbird singing praise in love for you alone. I'd make a lifetime one sweet lifetime, and you'll be always, always near. We'd have a romance, that little song we played if I had my way. We'd find a
Yeah, it's on the way.
if I had my way.
Radio Dismute is a listener-supported
Well.
service of early 1900s music preservation.
I'm just double-checking some measurements here.
Music of the past to the attention of new and appreciative modern audiences. If you enjoy the music we present and value the work that we do, please consider giving us your support to whatever degree you're able. Your contribution will not only ensure that the music continues to
Yeah.
flourish for your own enjoyment,
Slightly elongated
but
today.
also a priceless gift to all those who discover this wonderful music for the first time as a result of our efforts. For more information, go to www.early1900s.org. That's early1900s.org.
Well, still some few adjustments have to be done. But
sagte die Blume mir, dann sollst du's wissen, was man Mitternacht aus Liebe tut. Ich will nicht gruseln und schlafsitzen, ich will kein Kleid von dir und keinen Hut. Für einen Fliederstrauß darfst du nicht gewinnen, für einen Fliederstrauß bin ich dir gut. Leicht schlägt die Hut, plötzlich ist selber Mann. Heute hat ein liebes Paar gerade Hochzeitsnacht. Der muss jetzt hier auf die Welt, bewundert sich im stillen Stolz und sagt ganz laut zu seiner Frau.
But that's it for tonight, folks. Thanks for watching.